Yo, yo, yo. What's up, Eric? What's up, Purple Mango? Yo, what's up, King? What's up, Rob? What's up, Terry? What's up, Afghani, David, Justin, Alexis, Chuck, JB? Good morning, good morning, good morning. Good morning, good morning, good morning. I have not shared the link yet, so if you're all in here, I love you. Because that means you're a residual viewer. Which means you're the most loyal. Alright, 1 second though. I am probably going to start sharing the link. I started the stream a little earlier than I was going to, but whatever. Before I share it though, how's everyone that is in here? How are you all? I'm back. What's up, Jose? Honestly, I do recognize your name and profile picture very quickly because I used to always think that you were, I don't know if you know who this YouTuber is, but Donut Operator. That profile picture, I can't see it the best. Like, it's not zoomed in enough for me, but that's who it looks like instantly, so I do recognize you. It literally looks like a Donut Operator. Doing good, good. What's up, Daffy? I saw you were streaming yesterday. Man, what'd you end up going over? What's up, Terry? I'm gonna start sharing the link now. I'm sure other people are like, why isn't Bueller streaming it? Well, all of you are in here already. Yeah, I hope all is well with you as well, Jose. Damn, Eric, that's pretty cool. Happy wife, happy life is what I've heard. Gratefully to be part of this daily routine. Awesome, Alexis. I love you. Thank you for saying that. Just reviewing Spy yesterday's session. Sherman and D-Touch joined as well. Ooh. Good stuff then, man. I appreciate that. Going over the story of the chart. Also glad to hear Sherman and the great D-Touch were there. Number 12 today. Aloha. What's up, SF? What's up, Leland? He says he's first. That means he's first, guys. None of you else, no one else said it, so. Eric didn't claim first. I didn't see anybody else claim first, so technically Leland's first, guys. What's up, Creator? What's up, Foul? What's up, Driz? What's up, Sandollar Ace? Kid 83. Good morning, Evis. Good morning, Charlie. Good morning, Mel. Sandollar says he was second, as Leland says, yep, I identify as first. Good morning, Keegan. Good morning, Zeke. Glad to see so many familiar faces in here. I guess I'll share on Twitter now. I keep forgetting to do that. I'm like, why are my streams not getting, like, it's like people aren't showing up. And then I'm like, oh yeah, I haven't been linking on Twitter as much. Today's live stream link. I mean, YouTube and Discord are cooler than Twitter anyway, right? If you're not first, you're last. Heard that. Oh, Eric did kind of get you, Leland. Ooh. No, it's all good fun. We're all roasting each other for fun. Watch out, I yield the ban hammer. Leland's like, I could control the YouTube and the Discord. Watch out. I'm first to be the 12th like today. Oh, SF looking at it the right way. I love the early morning banter. All right, guys. So what's on our minds today? So we need to be paying attention to our top sectors. Comms, of course, kind of starting off in a weird area. They got previous day close and a previous day supply kind of in the area. Financials are in the dirt in the previous day demand, so we'll see if they end up holding that. Discretionary is actually kind of starting just to the right of their chart. They haven't really moved too much. As you guys can see, healthcare did sell off. They're kind of fighting against the previous day demand. We'll see if that ends up holding or not. And kind of in relation to like comms, you can see how comms were, if I can click correctly, see how comms were like kind of just chilling right above previous day close, but back under that previous day high. It's kind of what tech kind of has me thinking. You know, they tried, they failed. Yeah, now it's kind of like to see the sellers have a chance. All right, well, we'll see if y'all can try, and we'll see if y'all fail or not. So we'll see at the open, does tech fail or not. So that's a really big concern for me. As you guys can see, normally I start off the day with talking about SPY, talking about the sectors of SPY at the start of today, just because a couple of them are in a crucial area. So again, watch tech to see if they sell off under 150-140s. Healthcare, again, see if they continue to hold demand or not. If not, they sell off. We will be seeing that on SPY. Same for discretionary. They have a pivot point at 147.96. Financials, again, if they can hold demand, we'll see. Comms, kind of the same story. Can they hold this previous day supply? Are they going to hold over it? They're going to reject it, you know, pull away from it, break that previous day close after rejecting it. You know, there'd be two different bearish signs popping up. Then we'll pay attention to that. So I'll be going through those, of course. I limited it, so I'm not overwhelming. I had so many requests that I've been overwhelming a bunch of people's sectors, so I'm trying to just limit it to just a few. And again, guys, if you go to your Analyze tab on SPY, you can see XLK. I'm sorry, I didn't read it correctly, but XLK, about 25% of the market. XLV, healthcare, 14.5% of the market. XLF, financials, you can see it's 10% of the market. XOY, discretionary, you can see they're about 6.79, which normally they're more, but we're in a different part of the market right now. And then comms, of course, 8.3%. So just by going through those five, we got 25, 39, which is pretty much 40, 50, and then what? Like a little over 62%, 63, 64%. You know, that's a pretty large amount of SPY just going through the main five right there. That's pretty crazy. So again, being able to just kind of analyze SPY just by seeing what makes up SPY is a really good technique. And as you guys can see, I did not make a watch list today. That's because we had PPI come out yesterday, or we had CPI yesterday, PPI today, jobless claims today, and we're also going to be getting a Fed speaker 45 minutes after the open today, so be very careful about volatility picking up. I'm not really worried about what he's saying. I'm just worried about the fact that he's talking in general. So in 45 minutes, you should expect some crazy trading, but up until that point, I wouldn't be surprised if you got a larger range built just because there's going to be a lot of volatility coming in. Overall, though, guys, I would really just sit on your hands for a little bit. You might be able to catch a good quick scalp, you know, right after the first 10-20 minutes before that Fed speaker, but then I would wait till after, right before he pops up. I think it's Bueller. Which, again, if you've been in the Discord, you've been able to keep up with a lot of my alerts lately. I've been posting all kinds of news lately, telling you when news is coming out, what to expect. So if you've been in the Discord, you've been very live in there. You've definitely been very aware. Good morning, Divert. Love the sector breakdown. No problem, Green Candlestick. Good morning to you as well. Good morning, Jazz. Good morning, Michael. Good morning, Teresa. Sorry if I did not say good morning to somebody. I really am trying to get all of you. Boo Rock, John. Good morning, Peoples, VC. But I think I'm going to start doing my pre-market streams like that. We'll go over the main sectors, and then I'll cover SPY. And then if we want to talk about other equities, we can, which I'm probably going to do anyway. Just because, I mean, it's smart. I'm just not making a watch list today. I just don't see the point. I'm going to go through a ton of them. We'll make a watch list for tomorrow if I see the need to. I just don't want to put y'all in positions where you think you have to trade every day. I don't want to be that kind of group. I feel like every group has everybody on that standard where it's like, all right, I'm alive today, I have to trade. Like, no, calm down. You don't need to trade every day. Also, I limited my charts. I've had like 50 different charts here. So this one's for smaller time frames, for bigger, and this one's for like my videos, so I can mess up my chart and not have to worry about it. So speaking of bigger time frames, though, you guys can see we actually built a pretty nice hammer here after a pretty nasty sell-off yesterday. They ended up taking it back second half of the day, recovering the 9. They got a pretty decent amount of volume. I'm not going to say it was crazy. Again, we're still just trending 76 million volume a month, so it's not really anything special. Really just battling over the 9. You can see each day has actually successfully closed over the 9 EMA. The big thing now is to see, can we get a close under it? And if so, that'll be good short-term bearish price action. I'm also not just looking for a break of that, but for a decisive close under 410. If we can get that on the bigger time frames, we mostly will come try to fill this gap. So we'll see if that, if you want to just kind of leave your important levels up, you can actually mark an area here between this Wix low to the meat of this candle, but I'm also going to highlight that Wix low. So if you want to go ahead and do that, be my guess. But that's essentially the low that needs to be broken for this gap to get filled, potentially. So watch out for that. To the upside, of course, we have a short-term one, but really we all know the better test is going to be a 415 area. Again, this is where we stopped previously. This is where we pumped up to again, and now we're kind of slowing up against it. So 415 is ultimately the better level to the upside, but you do still have 417.30. You actually have 416.30, 417.30, 418, 420, and then you can start getting your higher levels. Everyone's like, oh, 420, 420. You actually have 417.30 in the way before that can happen, so keep your eyes on that. As well as our supply and demand, which we've gone over a ton with you guys. But let's go back to the other chart, though, and then we'll just zoom on down. It looks like in the early morning, we are getting a break of 411.50. Again, guys, a lot of the reasoning you're getting for some of these pumps is the news coming out. A lot of the reason of these dumps is the news coming out. It's the same exact reason. And this can be a mix of reasoning. So, yeah, and yesterday I actually did talk about this. If you're in the Discord, I talked about we're getting mixed data. I mean, some of the numbers were good, some of the numbers were bad, but overall just kind of a mix. So after that pump, you know, instantly kind of making you think like, damn, we're probably going to get some sort of pullback. Would you have guessed 408.80? Probably not. You probably would have said like 411.50, you know, 412 area, somewhere in here. Which we did, but we ended up getting a lot larger of a pullback. But you have to also think the relief of things. You know, people are like, oh, news is finally coming out. Let's go get some movement. Finally comes out. All right, news is out. Let's start selling it again. We'll get it back in range. We'll go back to square one. You know, that's kind of the thinking of big money right now in these ranges. So getting a pullback at open, really not that surprising. Good morning, good morning, good morning. No problem, David. Always happy to be here. Glad to see you. How long have you been trading, bro? Not long enough. I've been around for... We're actually mid of 2023. I could probably say I'm closer to 6 years now. Options, though, I've only been in options for probably like 2.5 years. 2.5 years. I've not been in options that long. I've been in the stock market for about 5-6 years. Like, the big thing I got into when I first started, I'm not even going to call it trading. The big thing I got into when I first started looking at the stock market was compound interest. I thought compound gains were, honestly, and they still are, some of the most powerful things in the world. Compound gains. Look at Warren Buffett. Probably the greatest investor to ever exist. Compound gains. But that was a big thing with me. Dividends, getting into stocks like that. Really just researching was a big thing for me. I was really just like a nerd when I got into these things. But option trading, I really have not been in that long. I think that surprises most people. But again, I'm not one of those people that ever sit here and claim to be like some rich asshole or some pro trader, because again, there is no such thing as a professional options trader. There are people who do this seriously, and there's people who don't. You know, that's really all I see. And then there's time. You know, how much time do you have in the market? Are you someone who has 1 year in the market? Do you have 5 years in the market? 10 years in the market? You know, it's a whole nother thing. I feel like people have that different perspective, and they're like, oh, I'm going to be a pro one day, and this is what a pro looks like to me. And then you have other people who are like, oh, I don't really even think that there are pros. I think there's just people who do this seriously and people who don't. You know, it's like, I don't know. I think everybody has a different perspective on what a pro trader is. So that's why I really try to just steer clear of that word. I think it's a stupid word anyway. If you have to sit there and tell other people, yo, I'm a pro trader, like, I think that's a little sad. I feel bad for you. But yeah. But no, I'm just trying to say I don't ever preach like I think I'm some pro or anything. I just share my journey. People support me. Awesome. Word of mouth. I'm really not one of those types. I like my small knit community. Look, we got 115 beautiful people in here. That's all we need. We don't need 1,000. Removes pro trader from description. Are you professional? I'm a pro trader. Throws tantrum. Gets hyped at a 30-cent movement. I don't know, I think those kind of YouTube or Discord or Twitter or Instagram trader content creators, that's all they're really going to be, is content creators. I don't think they're ever going to amount to anything more than that. Hit that like button, bro. I'm pro, trust me. And I'm not even targeting anyone. I have literally 0 people in mind right now. I'm just giving you guys that because I know the general trends of how these groups work. Can you give some info on how to deal with taxes on stocks? Yeah, turn your taxes in and pay them. It's that easy. At the end of the year, you get your statements. You can turn them in to whoever your tax professional is. Turn that shit in, dude. Do not ever forget about turning your trading in, man. Trust me. I've turned mine in every year, and I still had to deal with the IRS. So trust me, you do not want to deal with that. Like save 30, 40%. It depends. Are you a short-term trader or a long-term trader? Are you someone who trades do you trade options? Are you someone who's trading options every day and you're getting short-term tax gains? And then, or vice versa, are you getting long-term capital gains? That's another thing. 2 different strats for each one. But overall, yes, you do want to save a pretty good percentage of your revenue for the year, just to pay any tax, not even just for trading. Like, let's say you had a crazy-ass year. Do I meditate to trade better? No, but I probably would. I've heard meditation is actually super helpful. You know any teachers, let me know. Move to Puerto Rico. Great advice. If you want a better thing, Marlon, I can link you something from someone that actually does taxes professionally. I'm not the guy to ask those questions to. The more you keep the money in your brokerage account, the less taxes you pay. It has nothing to do with how much money is on your brokerage account. It has to do with how much money you're spending each year as well. They kind of go off of how much you're putting in each trade and how much you're pulling out of each trade. So they know how much, like, you might think, oh, I only have a $10,000 account. I'm not spending that much. But in reality, you are actually spending hundreds of thousands of dollars. Sometimes you don't even realize it. So they go off of that number, but you are just like in any other shape, way, or form in life. Taxes are only going off of what you profit. They're not just going to tax you. Oh, you have $100,000 in your account. Oh, we're about to hit this guy good with the 38% tax or something like that. Like, no. You're going to get taxed on your profits. They're not just going to tax you on just any random amount. But just understand they do track how much you are spending. So if you spend, let's say you're in this trade right here on the SPY that's going back up. Let's say you're in a trade that's at $100 and it goes up to 150, so you sell. Well, you bought a trade for 100, you sold it for 150, so you've spent $250 in that trade. So they also kind of put you in a tier based off of that as well. So make sure you have that. But yeah, I could talk about taxes in the IRS all day, man. The drama is crazy. I've actually been attacked by the IRS because they thought I made more than I did a certain year, when in reality, they just didn't read the fucking numbers right. Because, dear Lord, they have to look at a sheet of numbers for more than 5 seconds that a computer's already reading most of the info for them. And then you don't even lose money to the IRS after that. You pay money to a lawyer, you lose money to the lawyer, which at the end of it, you're like, yeah, but I paid less. But it's like, yeah, but they're the one who... they're the one who initiated the mistake. Why am I paying for it? Is my thing. So yeah, the IRS sucks. They're very lazy. Their methods are very old. I hope they hear this so they can do anything better. Let's go to the sector, see what's happened so far. We've seen a pullback in tech. As you guys can see, demand to previous day low being tested. Discretionary did get tested in that previous day. Demand, again, I'm going from the low of that candle before the reversal to the top of that red candle, giving us an area of potential demand on the 5-minute. We're holding on top of that. So continue to see if that holds or not, while tech continues to see if they can hold this area or not. If both of those fail, you will be seeing a very fat red candle on SPY. If this continues to hold, watch for consolidation. Consolidation is a bull's best friend in this situation right now. My bad, that was healthcare, not discretionary. That was sitting there. Discretionary still in the middle of their chart. Financials lost previous day low and demand. They're back into it. We'll see if they can retake or if they're going to continue to reject. Comms also getting a good push to the upside outside of previous day highs. So we got a little bit of a mix. Healthcare's in the middle. Tech is dropping. Comms are rising. Financials tried to fall, came back up. Yeah, Jay, it's like that meme with like the dude walking around. It's like a huge stack of paper, and he's like walking out of the White House office or whatever. This P&O doesn't come easy. You gotta work for this, man. Oil still looks like shit. They're still holding the base. I'll give them that. We need to see if oil continues to hold too, because this could be really good for energy sector moving forward if they end up holding this area here. We've been waiting a long time to see if any kind of TA will pop up on them again, which I know energy doesn't weigh a whole lot on SPY, but energy has been a pretty big idea, or a pretty big sector over the past couple years. You guys have known, of course, the energy squeeze, the cost in energy. It's just good to track that stuff, to be honest. Josh Power said possible 80% entry on SPY at the pre-market low. He is correct. Also, 411.50 is a pretty big key level as well. So the fact that lines up with the pre-market low is pretty crazy. I mean, around that area, they're like, what, a cent off. Google's going nuts. Yeah, I was seeing them light up on my left side. I didn't even want to click yet. There was a reason comms was kicking ass while everything else wasn't. Google, of course, being the main reason. But you also do have Meta that's up about 1%. And Netflix isn't too damaging. It might be red, it might not be going up, but it's also not dropping super hard like we have seen the past few days, where you'll see a comp stock pop and one of the three just continues to fall hardcore. So it's nice to see those three actually kind of being somewhat similar right now. 2 out of the 3. That's been the trend though for comms this past couple weeks, is 2 out of 3 of them will for some reason go up, one of them just sits sideways or goes down, and then vice versa. Some days you have 2 of them going down, one of them sitting sideways or moving up. It's pretty crazy. I think the only bigger earnings we have left is Nvidia, and I think that's soon. Yeah, that's like another 2 weeks. We're good. That. Cool, cool, cool. Daffy, you're insane. Daffy, you legit called the bottom. Oh, I got too close to the mic. Sorry about that. Is the music too loud or too quiet? Someone please let me know. Your meta swing is looking purty. SPX was... I didn't rechart my SPX, so I can't look. Sadly. I didn't take the time to redraw my levels. I've honestly, for SPX, this is the only chart I do this for, but I've been using Leland's method. You go to the hourly or daily, hourly, and then 15-minute, try to get all your good recent levels, which you do have to rechart that every day, but it's worth it. If you've traded the lead test, you know it's worth. How many of you have been posting your trade reviews in chat or to a friend or updating your own trade log? How many of you can successfully say you've been trying to stay on your own ass about this? Posting trade reviews or posting your own to yourself or to a friend or keeping update, keep updating your trade log. Throw a high five up or some sort of indication that you are doing it. Too Christmassy? I was playing one of those. Okay, it must have switched. This is why one of y'all need to become a professional artist. For profit, did you get your problem fixed? I saw you were having a problem with TOS. I saw it also said at the top of your screen, call action required or whatever, so... Which TOS is very helpful. If you ever see that, man, just give them a call or message them even. They're very helpful. And yeah, possibly test is stepping in. I was kind of waiting for this to close, but then I was reading comments. Posted on trade results. All right, I'll go check it out. I was curious. And see, like, this is like kind of the advice I was giving you the other day on Twitter. You know what's crazy about that for profit? I was not replying to you in that manner, knowing that you took that trade that yesterday. The day before, you took that big L, and I was like, I was thinking that was yesterday. So I replied to you thinking that was it. And so I was like, all right, you just need to, I was trying to tell you, just learn to, like, once you take your bigger gains, like, why ruin that is kind of my mindset. And that's the kind of mindset you need to have in this market is defensive, So if let's say you're up a odd amount of money at the open, and you're at good spots for some of your trades, take profits on those. And then why risk a number of money that could ruin that day, So I'm not telling you don't trade after you make big gains. Just don't trade the amount that's bigger than the initial amount, if that makes sense. Be defensive. And then it was crazy because literally within, like, I think 30 or 40 minutes, you tweeted again. And then it was like huge gains. And I was like, oh my God, I was replying to the wrong tweet. I was looking at it and I was like, damn, this is like a whole other day ago. So I was already witnessing you kick ass on the recovery. So good job, for profit. Seriously, round of applause to you. But good job on your gains today. And I was just going to kind of tie into it again. Like, if you do want to trade again today, awesome. Give yourself a little bit of time. Maybe don't trade so quickly. It's two things you could set for yourself. If I make big gains at the open or very early in the day, what are two things I can do to stop myself from ruining my day? One, don't risk more than the amount I was already trading, or if anything, set like a percentage amount. Like I should only trade 25% of what I had earlier, or blah, blah, blah. And then secondary, good job to everybody making gains. I see a lot of you getting hyped. But secondary, kind of tell yourself, all right, well, if I just took a trade here, right? Like let's say we're peoples, we just took our foul, we just took a big trade from here to here, right? How long should I wait to take another trade? Should I just jump into another one instantly? No, I should probably give myself a little bit of time. So that's another thing I see, and it's not even just you. I see a lot of people do that. They take a really good trade, and then within 20 minutes, I'm seeing them take another trade. It's like, dude, calm down. Good close outside of the lead test, by the way. Possible flush to 410? Question mark? You just made another two. See, that's what I mean. You just took a trade and then you took another one. I mean, I'm happy for you again. I'm not doubting you. I'm not downing you. I'm very happy for you, actually. But I'm actually happy to see you confident. That's a great thing. But again, it's not needed at the same time, you know. And right now you might be thinking like, yeah, but I'm making money. There's gonna be another day where you're making a mistake though, and you lose that money, and you're like, oh, why did I do that? I could have just stopped. So it's a point of view from both sides, and I tell people that every time they come at me with these questions that are so crucial, because you're right. You know, you could keep trading, and then there's days where it's like, well, why do I need to keep trading? You know, so there's a different perspective every time. It can be bias also. Bias can really start to mix in and mess all that up. Let's say you're sitting here and you're like, yeah, but I just took big gains, you know, and now I'm about to have a great rest of my day. All right, well, that's one situation, but there's another situation where that kept going. Are you going to be sitting there going, oh, imagine if I would have held? You know, it's like, yeah, imagine if you did. But you didn't. So, I don't know. I like to think about both sides of the situation I'm in. Because if you do that, you're going to be sitting there going, oh, well, if I could have just kept holding, if I would have done this or that. It's like, okay, well, now you're just Captain Hindsighting yourself. But good job on everybody who took profits. I'm very happy if y'all took a lead test in this, by the way. Clap yourself or pat yourself on the back because I didn't call it out. And then two, if you took profits into this low, perfect, because that's where you need to be taking profits. You have no confirmation this is definitely moving lower. You need to be taking most profits at that recent low. So good job if you took that. I was in the 5 minute. I'm sure in the 1 minute that was a lot easier to see. Yeah, rejection, lower high was made. That was entry candle right there. Honestly, this was entry. Maybe even this one. Seeing it fail to close above the halfway point again. Good job if y'all got in on either of those two. If you got in before this or after this, feel free to go to the trade results channel and tell me why. Good job, Mel. Good job, For Profit. Sorry for my huge rant, guys. Just that was a good little conversation. For Profit's been on a journey lately. I'm very happy for him. That was your entry. Good job, peoples. Pat yourself on the back. Can you explain the proper entry and the lead test for the 5 minute? Well, proper entry would have been a little hard to get into because you're basically getting in on the end of this candle. Seeing that these candles here, well, two things. One, you don't trade the first 10 minutes. So you're ignoring these two in general. Yes, it did give a good lead test, but you shouldn't be using these two for, like I wouldn't jump into this candle for a trade. I'd wait until the next couple candles. So one, I like that on the 5 minute, it kept under the 9 EMA, it kept under today's open, it stayed under the golden pocket, and it actually had lowering volume from candle to candle across the 5 minute. Pretty good potential sign of a bear flag. So that was entry for 5 minute candle. End of that candle, beginning of that candle. I jumped down to the 1 because I know a lot of my traders who scalp these lead tests in the 3 and 1 minute are not looking at the 5 minute to get into their trade. They're looking at the 5 minute to kind of show them, okay, it's setting up. Just to kind of give them that initial setup. And then they zoom on down to the 1, the 3 minute, 2 minute, whatever they need to. And then they look for that lower high, which I've talked about a ton. I also see a ton of members posting this. I see Boo Rock posted. I see Misi. People's talked about it. I can't even read off all the names that talked about it from Discord, YouTube, because literally like 5, 6, 7 people all posted at the same time. I'm very happy for you guys. That makes me happy because now I'm seeing, okay, you guys are calling it out on your own. Look, Foul, you were so new in here, and you're literally calling out lead tests all on your own. I didn't call that out for you. You did that. I guess I'll leave it so y'all can see it still. I'll def post. I want to see if 410 will hit so I can take off my last cons. Okay, nice. And if not, whatever. You did good up to this point. Just make sure you're out of most of your trades where the rest of this trade can't possibly completely ruin what you've done up to this point. Good job for using the staircase method too. I see a lot of you guys selling most at a good target and then trying to take one or just a couple, a very small amount of your initial position to the farther target. That's exactly what I want to see. And I'm still seeing an insane amount of beautiful trade results pop up. I see Mel posted one. I see Sherman posted one. Creator Trades just posted one. Guys, go check out that screen right now. 3 of the exact same chart just got posted. 3 different people, 3 exact same plays. Please go check out Trade Results channel. That is beautiful. Again, you do not have to be a member to view that channel. It's free to view. Good job, Mel. I'm so happy for you, man. I remember you talking about that swing yesterday, so I'm very happy for you. Kicking ass, man. That was a perfect lead test. Couldn't get any better. I love to hear that, Creator Trades. I love to hear that, man. I love to hear the confidence. All right, guys. In 4 minutes, you're going to start having some volatility pick up. Fed speakers stepping in. My guess is once the period of high inflation ends, that we'll be back in low inflation and low rate environment. God, these Fed speakers are so helpful. Good call out, Rambo. He said Apple pulling away again. Great call out. Let's go check our sectors again. We can see that Google pump very serious. Meta helping out as well. So XLC not doing too bad. You can see financial struggling, but they are still holding the lows. So not really getting much movement after being down. And discretionary kind of the same thing. Not really moving too much after being just sideways. Really not really down or up too crazily. They're actually slightly green. Healthcare tanking through previous day lows and potential demand. You also have tech losing support. So your top 2 sectors are possibly losing support right now. Good call out, Jacob. One of these days, y'all are going to run the stream. I'm just going to not be here, and the streams are still going to go, and y'all are just going to be typing here, calling out to each other. Bro, Amazon's flying. Kicking ass over that 111.33. I did see XOY was finally getting some movement. I was wondering. Because I didn't see Tesla moving too much. Because they did move down a little bit, but again, they're still sitting above a pretty good area. If you go to yesterday demand... again, bottom of this candle, the top of that red candle, they're perfectly sitting above demand still. So they essentially need to break this to really hurt Amazon's pump. And if they want to help Amazon's pump, continue to defend this demand and get a good move off of it. Yeah. King Carnage, I have no idea. I again, like I said this morning, I don't pay attention to what the fuck they're talking about because they talk so damn much. I have to assume it's generally about banks. It's about the debt ceiling. It's about inflation. It's about CPI, PCE. It's about something. But me knowing there's a Fed speaker, I have to say it because that means volatility is going to pick up. Crazy price action is going to pick up. You guys need to know that because you need to not be in a trade during that time. So honestly, in my head, it's kind of like fuck whatever they're talking about. It's just the fact that they're talking is what makes my ears perk up. AMD potential lead test rejection from 9845 to 9862. Great call out, Zaytoven. I do trust you. I've seen you post many of those. Apple 3-bar play to the downside 10-minute. Nerdy Bicep posted that. Dreaming pump. Yeah, the team is killing it, Daffy. Honestly, everybody's really impressing me today. Be sure to drop a like on the stream, guys. I see we have over 120 people, about 70-something likes, so let's try to even that up. Help me out here. What's going on with the banks? I see BAC down, trying to recover, down, trying to recover. Whoops. Down, not really recovering yet, but trying to build base. So could see some recovery pick up on Brick B here. So banks could build some base here soon. Try to get some buyer reactions off of those bases if built. So could see financials slowing down, which is a good sign because they're in demand a previous day. So if we could get some buyers there, it'd be nice. XLC could be slowing down, so keep an eye on your Google Meta Netflix combination. I did see Netflix pulled up a little bit more. Healthcare continued selling. Tech also still getting weaker under that level, so be very careful. Tech not liking that. They already started talking foul. Or no, I'm sorry, they have not. It's 45 minutes after the open. We're 13 minutes away from that. Discretionary still getting some buyers. Financials are still holding. Healthcare possibly waking up here after that nasty sell-off. Looks like tech still just... It pulled away slowly, but then it didn't really sell off a whole lot more. So keep an eye on a potential retest of 9 EMA, unless they just flush it right here. But they're at a very crucial spot, so keep an eye on tech. Apple could lead us down in the next 20 minutes. I'm gonna delete this. All y'all called that out. You don't need that. You wish they would stay quiet, not speak until the next FOMC. From like a, oh, I wish it was more entertaining to trade kind of thing. I understand what you're saying, but we need them to speak. This is what majority of people don't understand. We need them to speak. You know, at first you might think like, oh, they're only doing it for their own gain or for market. Like, no, guys, inflation is a very real thing. Inflation is not the only thing that we're dealing with. Banks are literally falling out from under their feet, left and right. There's a lot for the Fed to look at, and there isn't a really easy single number that anyone can look at to tell you what's going on for the future. Nobody knows what's going on from a year from now. Everybody will tell you that. No economist, no federal speaker, nobody on the board, nobody on the committee. Nobody's going to be able to tell you what's going on a year from now because nobody knows. They're literally having to gauge what's going on, and then at the same time use the minimal tools that they have to attack, to fix, to repair, to slow down, sometimes to speed up, sometimes to slow down. It's different every time. But again, this is a very, very, very slow process. And I remember a very long time ago when this first started popping up, I told everybody, I said, guys, this is going to take a few years. This isn't just going to go away after, whatever amount of time, whenever we want it to, for convenience. It's going to go away after a very long amount of time. So expect Fed speakers, expect all of this, having to gauge the news, inflation, bank cry, whatever else is coming up, whatever changing variables are coming our way. You have to understand, this is not going away anytime soon. We are in the midst of, we are deep in this right now. we're not it's not going away. Inflation's not going away. None of this stuff is going away instantly. It's a very, very slow process. So get that through your head. Understand you're going to be in this non-bearish, non-bullish, more of a news catalytic reactive type market for a lot longer. Yeah, then you got to worry about stagflation, which is where inflation doesn't go away, everything's more expensive, and then we just get used to it. It becomes the new norm. And then in the future, when inflation rises again, we just continue to decimate our future. Stagflation could be very bad. And we're already seeing some effects of it. That's another thing the Fed has to look out for. I didn't even mention it. They have to look out for that as well. How to avoid as much stagflation as possible. Because it's an inevitable response after this amount of inflation, this amount of attacking inflation. Very natural response. 410 holding hard. To be fair, they've only been here for like 20 minutes. And it's been 4 candles in a row. We're on the 4th right now on the 5 minutes. So just one good base touch so far. Nothing super crazy. Very nice pull away, though, from that 411.50 for anybody who is trusting the levels lately. I've been getting a lot of DMs from you guys lately, and I do appreciate that. I love seeing you guys use the levels. Whether they're from my chart link or you practicing it on your own, I don't care. I'm just happy to see you guys focusing on the levels and not having 65 indicators on your chart. Nvidia's getting ugly. Yeah, they've been ugly. Honestly, things got ugly for them when they cracked this little support here. You can see where they kind of held up here, they failed here, got ugly, held here again. That kind of shoulders right under that doji, actually. Ever since that doji, it's been seller control. What's AMD doing? AMD's actually holding up very well. Alright, so we'll see if we start to get some slowdown in price action here. That's more of what I want to say. I don't really want to say buyers. But tech still is under very crucial support. Healthcare continued to move lower after waking up a little bit. Financials are potentially building a higher low, but at the same time, they're also lower high. So you could say right now, financials are squeezing on top of support. Or inside of support, really. Discretionary, really weak move to the upside there after retaking today's open and previous day close. So we'll see if they can continue to hold a new high or not. And comms potentially making a lower high, still above the 90 EMA, so you could just be seeing a 90 EMA retest. If they break of the 90 EMA happens, look out for that blue area below, as well as today's open, which is a little higher than that blue area. How's everybody in stream so far? How are the updates? Hopefully I'm not boring you too much. Boring. Yeah, 5 more minutes. They are at support of 410 though, guys. You got the touch of it. So if you were in any of those lead test trades, I don't want to see any of you going, I'm still holding all my contracts. You had 2 really awesome chances of getting out of your trade. And to be honest, the second one, the touch of 410, was really not as attractive. It was just selling at the recent low of day, where that first opening candle sold off to. Waiting for Fed. I don't blame that. Definitely got to wait on that. I got a few more minutes. Got about 3.5. I've heard this is one of the hardest markets to be in. No, it is the hardest market to be in. A non-buller bear market, a consolidation market, some call it, getting its footing, a news market. This is the hardest market by far. It's also the least talked about. People don't talk about news trading markets. People don't talk about consolidation markets. People don't talk about the long periods of time that it takes to build these bigger bases up on these bigger time frames. It takes a very long amount of time. Also, you always see like people on Twitter or Instagram or YouTube or whatever, they're always like, guys, we've just now been getting low volume. We've just now been consolidating for a couple months. If you hear anybody tell you, I'll just show you. If you have anybody tell you, ignore those lines. If you have anybody tell you that we have not been we've only just now started consolidating, they are high on a kite. I need the number to their guys' drugs, because whatever they're on, I got to get on it, because that is some next level shit right there. We've been consolidating for a very long time, actually. Pretty much ever since this doji appeared, we have not left this little range. You can see we have 4, 8, 12, 13 months. We're on our 13th month inside of this little area. So again, we've been trading sideways, what a lot of people like to say, with low volume for a very long time now. Over a year, to be exact. So whenever people hit you with that, oh, we've been consolidating for like 3-4 months now, it's like, dude, what are you looking at? What, because we had a little bit of move to the downside that throws off your consolidation? We've been consolidating for 13 months now. Oh, 69 bars to the right. Nice. Let's change it back to our original, though. Alright, so they're holding 410 to the cent. Again, I'm not really looking for a big buy reaction here. I just want to see them show one pop, and then I don't want it to really break anything. And then I want to see it again to hold above 410. Therefore, you have better confirmation for a potential hold and a potential move to 411.50. Tesla looking nice. Good looks. Google's at the next bigger time frame level, 117.57 area. And yeah, Tesla, based on the area of demand from previous day, they are actually holding up very well. Good rising volume on this candle. This candle's got some good volume on it now too. From a good area too. Good looks, whoever said that. Jose, good looks on Tesla. And whoever else brought it up before that. I forgot who else did. I started trading 13 months ago. We've been consolidating for 13 months. If Jack quits, we stop consolidating. No, I'd never want you to quit, Jack. Meta looking for a bounce. Let me go to Meta. I really haven't been clicking around equities as much. I've really just been focused on the sectors and SPY today just because of everything that's going on. But yeah, Meta still holding 90 MA. Pretty nice recovery. Let me see what Google and Netflix are doing. Google's at resistance. Netflix at resistance of today's open. Looks like they're trying to break it. Meta by itself looks really good. You also have yesterday's open right here. You should have that marked if you're marking BB levels, but that's the level they're fighting over right now. I'm also kind of watching SPY because it's not just Meta that's important. We know that SPY is against a short-term resistance, but they just popped off a bigger support, so Could have some limited upside here. Could be seeing a better build of a base over the next 30 minutes to next couple hours. That builds a better buyer move to the upside. We'll see. Tech still not out of the water yet, guys. How many of you guys been using these levels or using my chart links or going and grabbing the levels on your own? Show me a round of, or show me like a hand or an emoji to show me you have been. I've been getting a ton of DMs from you guys on like Twitter and Discord mainly, showing you using the levels or you grabbing them yourself, and then y'all are showing me like examples. That's just super impressive, seriously. That made my day. I was very proud. I cheered up a little bit and I was like, there are people who listen. So I really am happy for you guys because it's awesome to see you guys have not just the discipline to, you know, go through the routine of drawing the levels, reading them, trying to study them a little bit more, but also adding them to your routine, you know, just kind of making it a daily thing. But I love it because, you know, they're accurate. I mean, we've been seeing just how effective they are day after day after day after day for how many years now? Won't ever go back after learning BB levels. Love it. Another lead test, it looks like. Possibly. All right, moment of truth. Tech pulling away. They pretty much just erased those 10 minutes of buyers. Healthcare still getting some buyer reaction to 9 EMA. Again, just a good short-term spot to get bought up to. Financials are still just squeezing. Discretionary still having problems with that high. Comms still slowing down. So nice consolidation on that chart. That's actually the only one that doesn't look that bad. AMD's flushing. I was wondering who was going to give up first. Was it going to be NVIDIA like building base and come back up a little bit because AMD was holding, or was AMD going to sell off because NVIDIA and AMD were doing pretty much nothing alike at the open, which I think we're all probably used to by now, but they do still pull to each other. Yo, good job, Creator Trades. I did see you post in the YouTube chat, but I just saw you posted your example in here as well. I love it. I love how much you're keeping yourself, like, in the mix. You're keeping yourself disciplined, staying on top of yourself, and you're not, like, typing, like, a billion words. You're just saying, hey, this is a lead test, posting your chart, clean. Then reviewing it afterwards or updating it, replying to yourself. Love it. Another person who has not been here that long but is already taking the initiative into their own hands, Creator Trades. Round of applause to you, man. Giving credit where it's due, man. Love it. You're never going to see me sit here and go like, oh, Creator Trades is only posting this well because of me. Like, no, this dude's literally kicking ass all on his own. Dude's in here every day, going through examples, going through the levels, thoroughly reviewing. That isn't something I can do for you. That's something that you have to do. Redeem the code below on Microsoft's redemption site to get access to Xbox Game Pass Ultimate for 2 months. Huh. Well, if anybody wants an Xbox Game Pass code for 2 months, there it is. I don't play Xbox. Thank you, Discord, for randomly sharing that on my front screen. Damn, Leland acknowledged you, creator. That's pretty big. He acknowledged your existence. Oh my god, the trade reviews are still coming in. Like how Brady went in there and said, you already know what this is. Oh my god. You guys are... We gotta go through some of these real quick while Spy's building base. I gotta go to the top. I'm legit about to read like 6 of the same exact trade. So this trade he took was on his emerging candle level, but that was the one he took in trade ideas. That was this one, I think. Yeah. Oh no, those were puts. Those are different trade. Okay, different trade completely. Oh, okay. Never mind. So that's what he talked about last night. All right, and then for profit posted. We had Mel post his overnight gains. Talked about his entry, his exit. He likes the lead test as well. So 1. We got 1 in play. 2 lead tests. Everybody count with me. We got 2. 3. We got a 3rd lead test here, right? Jack did a open range breakout. That didn't. Oh wait, no, I'm sorry. He was in a swing. That didn't count. 4 lead test. After the lower high. Look at that. What were the 2 candles I said, guys? What were the 2 candles I said that most people are probably going to be aiming for if they've been practicing enough? And it's going to be, of course, these 2 candles. Sorry, that messed it up. These 2 candles. Most of these trade reviews, are showing me that. Multiple exits. I like that a lot. You sold them as they're approaching the low, and then after they broke the new low. I love that. Shows me you're not trying to be greedy. 4. We got a 5th. We got 5 retests there. We got a 6th. And we have a 7th. That's 7 trade reviews of basically the exact same trade. Seven. Guys, come on. You can't tell me we're not in sync. You can't tell me it doesn't work. That is so clean. Round of applause to each and every one of you who posted. I love that. Seriously. There's not really much more I could put on that. Oh, as I pulled away, Zaytoven just posted the 8th. Yo, good stuff, Rambo. I just saw what your gains were. See you later, for profit. Have a great rest of your day, man. Thank you for being here. All right, guys. So 5 minute. I'm sorry, I keep like not saying it. 5 minute is at the 90 minute. It did slightly close above, but it's pretty much just at it. So still kind of 50-50. But this is the move I wanted to see. Let's see if we can get a continued hold over 410, and if so, base is still building. Buyers are going to be building up their probability of possibly getting a move back to the upside. 10 minute. Which on the 10 minute is mainly just a retest of the 90 EMA. A good short term confirmation. We'll see if they have the strength to break above the 10-minute 9 EMA. A really good technique too, you know, because we've seen us exit supply. We've made it down to really close to demand. We're around a really good support. So it's a really good time to go out to the 10-minute and give yourself that more passive view of the chart. It looks like the Fed speaker didn't really do much price action movement. Apple went about 12%. Ooh, good looks, Crater. From that lead test you were posting. Okay, guys, and then the King of Kings posted his 9 lead test trade reviews today. We have 8 here, and then the 9th has now been posted. I repeat, the 9th has now been posted. Jesus. Look, the exact area that we were talking about. Beautiful job, Leland. That's hard work. That doesn't. Those kind of gains do not come after just a couple attempts. That is years of hard work by Leland. Beautiful job, man. Well deserved. Really cool thing by Leland today too, and he just said it in the trade results channel, was that he actually did post his levels today in top watches. So everybody got this before the market was open. 19 minutes before open. Pretty cool. Netflix is exploding. Great call out, Julian. I was going to say, one of these got to catch up. Either these slow down, Google and Meta, either these slow down or Netflix picks up. One or the other, and it's nice to see one of those finally happening. Great call out. Even on the 10-minute, they're getting a very large candle. Can only imagine what this looks like on the 5-minute. Oof. Looking good. Yeah, XLC, definitely strongest sector from the open. Out of our main sectors, that is. But yeah, they defended previous day highs pretty well. Discretionary is still chilling to the right, so Tesla, Amazon sector, Nike, Home Depot, McDonald's still just kind of consolidating. Financials also still consolidating. We'll see if this pop finally serves any justice to the buyers for some more upside, or if they're just going to stay in consolidation range. As I said, healthcare probably going to test that 9 EMA. They've now done so. So see if new lows are made, or see if they're going to consolidate back up to that previous day low. Tech trying to retake previous day lows as well, so keep an eye on that. Tech trying to retake what they lost. I'm glad you're looking at that, Driz. Good work on. Round of applause to you, man. I'm using that bar replay on TV, and it's been super useful for backtesting. That was one of my favorite videos on my channel, John Harden, too, is Leland going over a bunch of lead tests, basically, before we even called them that. But he covered one that worked out. He covered one that worked out really well, and then he covered one that didn't really work out that well. And in that video, he was using that replay mode on TradingView, and it was super, super cool to just kind of go left to right, telling the story of the chart as it was happening. But that's one of my favorite videos on my channel. I can still tell you exactly what he did, too. It was like Google, Amazon, and I don't remember the third. I want to say Crowd, but I know that's not right. Definitely one of the best videos on the channel, though. Google said the word AI about 143 times, or 1.153 times per minute during its 2-hour Google I/O event today. I think yesterday they said it 100 times. So maybe they were just trying to beat yesterday's record. You watched that vid like 10 times? Dude, yeah, same. I'll be honest, I watched it a lot too. The video is really good. No, it's not that one, John. Here, I'll show you. Videos. I'm pretty... Oh, it starts to show my members' videos too. Whoops. Whatever. It's pretty far. Oh, here it is. I'm right on it. Shop, not crowd. I'm dumb. In-depth trade replays with Leland. It's also in the live trade series, so if you have access to that. But this is a public video, so you should have this. But here, I'll drop the link just in case. But that's that video. Super high quality. Also, I kind of made it easier for a lot of you, because I love playlists. But if you go to the Lee Test playlist, a public playlist, it actually has all the videos there for you. So if you just want this link too. I added all his Lee Test videos into one area, which is about 4. Because the main video that you should watch is the most recent one, the most popular one. But this is a good first initial video, and then these are 2 other good add-ons that we have on there. So really good amount of content for the lead test. I know you're like, oh, it's not even that long. It's like, if you can't watch these 4 videos and go practice them on your own, then you're probably not even paying attention to the videos themselves. I just don't trade futures. Whoever asked that, Mohammed. I just don't look at ES. I look at SPY. It's just my personal preference. There's no real reason. Does it make any difference trading SPX off SPY chart rather than SPX chart? No. Well, maybe psychologically, because you'll be like, oh, but there's no volume on this chart, so it might throw you off a little bit. But if that doesn't bother you and you're trading purely off of levels like Leland, then SPX is the way to go. But no, there's no difference. As you can see from the scalp trading series, I was using SPY. You can see Leland does exceptionally well, and he uses SPX. And there's even some trades, like the last 2 trades I took over the past 2 days, creator trades, I'm sure you saw. Both of those were actually on SPX, which I rarely do. I normally just watch SPY, but SPX was the one that I was watching those days. So as you can tell, it really doesn't matter. if you're in tune with the levels, it really doesn't matter which one you're watching. In my personal opinion, I really do think it's just personal preference. Because if you ask me or Leland, we don't really have like a real set reason on why one or the other suck more. It's just really like, I don't know, I just like it more. Yeah, it's not really like the biggest of reasons. It might even be a psychological thing where it might even help you to watch SPX. You know, I personally, it doesn't really affect me to watch it with or without volume on either or. Some people though that might affect. You know, so you have to think about that too. Yeah, they pretty much are identical. SPX derives from the options of SPY. For someone who is thinking about getting into SPX versus SPY, anything to watch out for? I know Leland's watching the 15-minute. That's why I switched over to it, because still not really out of it yet. I'm really more or less concerned with the weights than I am anything too, because Tech has broken support, and it actually looks like a pretty ugly bear flag is still setting up here. It just hasn't broken, so we'll see if that ends up happening or not. Also, healthcare, they dipped They got back to the 90 EMA. They have yet to retake it, so possible rejection on healthcare coming in. Financials struggling to not just hold but get out of this area of previous day low / demand from yesterday. And comms also just now broke the 5-minute 90 EMA. So if you want to switch to the 10-minute on that one, be my guest. Watch for a better break on that EMA. That will bring you your better pullback on Meta, or Meta, Google, Netflix sector, which you guys all know as me. They've been kicking ass today. One of the few sectors showing that they're alive. I like to watch SPY because you have more levels, pre-market, etc. But I like the action on SPX better. SPX is 10x SPY. Yes, green candlestick. Be religious about stop losses. You can go take a piss and come back and you might be down 40 or 50%. 100%. Yep, good job, Julian. I'm very happy for you. Did you learn that from me or did you find that out on your own? Either way, I don't care, but I'm happy for you because SOXX, SMH, these are two really, really good ones to use alongside NVIDIA, AMD, TSM, pretty much most bigger, heavier weighted semiconductors is how I should word that, because the ones that aren't so heavily affected are going to be those lesser weighted semiconductors. You've been trying. Okay, awesome. Okay, good work then, Julian. Wow, really good trade then. If that's one of your first, doing the comparison, because it can be kind of annoying, but it's really awesome to just kind of have that second chart there. Like, let's go to NVIDIA. The candles are not going to look the same because their colors are differently. But like right here, for example. Like, here, let's find one. So like previous day close, we see it's breaking on that the first 5 minutes. What's that doing on this one? Where's the previous day close? Right there. The first 5 minutes, it's lining up. So that's confirmed. That's awesome. So telling the story, we can see it's riding on the 9 EMA. And if at any point you had like a level here and you're like, I'm going to short if that breaks, that's awesome because now you're not just watching NVIDIA by itself. Now you're also watching the sector it belongs to. Now you know what other semiconductors are doing at the same time. Beautiful job, Julian. Round of applause for him. JLab, if you watch any of our trading videos, like live trade series, scalp trade series, any of the lead test videos, we talk about stop losses in all of these videos. You're not going to find a video that's like just focused on stop losses, because it's a topic that's talked about in a lot of videos. It's not really something we just talk about once or here or there. Like it's in most videos. So as you go through the different playlists, I'm sure you will start to see that talked about more. If there is one though and someone knows, go ahead and link it. I'm not blocking that. But yeah, green candlestick. Leland is 100% right. You really can like get into your trade, go walk away to get like some water or something, come back and it's like, oh, what the heck? I'm down 30%. What the heck's going on? Good job on the Apple lead test creator trades. Let's see what else got. Oh wait, it took me back up. What the heck? Guys, don't ever go into chat and ask somebody to start sharing their plays just because they're another member of the chat and you see that they're succeeding. I don't want to see that shit ever again. Where the hell did my earbud go? Okay, I just lost that earbud. I have no clue where that came from. Exactly, become a leader, not a follower. Nvidia's still tanking down. Good call out, Rambo. I see you getting hyped about that one. That new low of day on that Nvidia, down 2% for the day. See, AMD's also getting pulled down with it too. Finally, seeing some movement with those together. Amazon, Tesla still defending. Wow. Good stuff, Julian. I'm so happy to see you seeing that light bulb moment. That's really what you're seeing right now. Good stuff, man. 15 minutes is so calm. Love to hear it, creator trades. I love to see this, guys. Honestly, today's a great day. Like, this might be one of the best streams, and it doesn't even seem like it, just because I'm seeing a ton of you guys come in here, ask questions, and I'll answer them. We'll go over some stuff, and then a few weeks later, sometimes I never see those people again. I never see them talk about that same topic again. I never see them work on it. But here lately, I've been seeing nothing but progression on the exact topics we're all working on together. We were just talking about lead tests for weeks on end. What am I only seeing you guys post now? Lead test trades. What have we talked about recently? Levels, supply, demand, positioning, limiting yourself. All these different topics. I'm starting to see you guys actually start to implement them a lot more now. Not just hearing me to hear me and say, yeah, I'm hearing you out. Actually applying it. I'm very happy to hear that. Seriously, great work, everybody. And Rambo just said XLC finally dropping. You can see Rambo's paying attention to the sectors. Good work. Finally click. Hi, Mom. What's up, Shane? I still don't know what you're saying that for. Ooh, good looks, Jazz. She's looking at the 30-minute for Meta's potential 3-bar play on the 5-minute. Good looks, good looks. I like that. Get that multi-time frame view. Okay, no BS. There's like a ghost in my room. I dropped my earbud and what? I'm not joking. There's no side of this thing. This thing's gone. What the heck? Oh my god, I just found it. And it's like nowhere near the direction I dropped it. What the heck? Y'all ever do that? Oh, I just dropped it again. I just banked it, baby. Dude, it went in front of me. Like, when I threw it on the ground, it, like, fell to my left. When I went under my desk just now, it was, like, in the back, like, back underside behind, like, an old headset thing. It's like, what the heck? How did it get so far? This thing, like, stood up and walked. The Matrix grabbed the earpiece. Dude, that's what it felt like. I know y'all have done that before, though, where you, like, drop a remote or you drop, like, your phone or not, maybe not your phone, but, like, something smaller, and it just, like, bounces a weird direction. And it's like, how on God's green earth did it make it that far? If Isaac Newton was still alive, he would say that the laws of gravity have been defied. Blows my mind every time. Happens to me all the time. I learn to stop whatever I'm doing and get eyes on whatever you drop because they will F off into the third dimension. Guys, I'm loving this SPY 10-minute candle. This is actually looking pretty good if it can hold up like this, even with low volume. Maybe volume will start to pick up as buyers start to step in more, but a break over the 10-minute 90 MA is a great sign. This is the last thing I kind of talked to you guys about on the 10-minute. Talked about a good pop, getting a good higher low or a base, and then getting a good pop over that first pop, which is exactly what we're getting now. It's just finally happening. Like I said, guys, sometimes this takes 30 minutes, sometimes it takes 45 minutes, sometimes it takes an hour, sometimes it takes 2 hours, 3 hours. Base builds can be very slow. Yo, what is wrong with the Discord? Nothing. It seems to be working for me. Eight, 9. Oh, good job, Shane. I just saw what you posted. I see why you're saying hi, Mom. Ooh, good job, DX Mac. So Leland shared his, and then DX Mac just shared his. We now have 10 lead tests posts inside of the trade results channel, guys, by 10 different people. Oh my god, that's clean. Oh, he did it on futures. Ooh, he did on MES. Yes, DX Mac, you're a beast. These levels be leveling. Leland updated in Top Watch's channel. If you have access, feel free to go review. Yeah, you might need to restart your Discord like Shaq said. Anytime you have Discord freak out on you, just close it, reopen it, or restart it any way you can. Discord's one of those always updating apps. They're pretty much always going to be updating or something's constantly changing. So sometimes you get bugs and weird things happen like that in between. Can we get 10 more likes to break 100 likes on the solo Bueller stream today? I feel like I've talked a lot on here. Did a lot of good updates. Honestly, my favorite discussion that we had today was the lead test and honestly the sectors. I think today has been a really good explanation of the sectors and then the lead test a lot of you guys have been taking. Because we had a pretty much perfect lead test happen, and then since then we've just been building base. That's pretty much all that's happened today. A lead test into a base building move. And honestly, super, super happy to see the Discord posting pretty much all perfect trade reviews. I have not seen a single person today post a review that isn't lead test related or post a review that isn't at least a trade type that we talk about in here. Everybody's posting a perfect trade type everybody's been focused on. A retest, an open range breakout, a base build move, the lead test a lot of you guys have been taking, which again is just a retest, but a better retest. Freaking amazing day. It feels like it's like been going on forever or just started. It's crazy. It's what, Thursday? So we got full day Friday tomorrow. Who's all going to be here for full day Friday tomorrow? Yo, my God, I just came back and I'm just thinking who the F is ready for full day. As I'm saying it, he says it. That's crazy. It just hit me too. Like literally as I was going through my thought process. But who's all ready for it? You don't even need to ask. Full day Fridays aren't bad, man. I kind of like it. We're just kind of chilling here. Everybody relaxes. I like it. And to answer your question, no, I did not take a trade today, Shane. Had 2 days in a row where I had 200% on trades. I was like, you know what? I'm just going to chill today. Maybe I'll catch a trade after stream or I'll catch something, you know, more towards power hours, what I mean after stream. I don't mean like wait till it ends like, all right, I'll go get a trade now, finally. No, I'll probably just wait till the end of the day. And if not, then whatever. I'll just wait till tomorrow. Every day. Appreciate you, Green. I'll be here to bug you guys. I appreciate that, Jack. Also want to say thank you for the BB course. Since finishing the course and watching the stream, I've had a way better understanding on how to read price action and improve my trading significantly. Awesome. Round of applause for you, Louis Tori. I'm sorry if I'm abusing your name. Round of applause to that person, though. And seriously, guys, thank you. If you're one of those people who DM me or tag me in chat and just kind of give me an update on where you're at in your trading or where you are in reading the levels, I really am blessed. Thank you. I appreciate how many of you check up on me during the day and during the weekend. I love how tight-knit this group is. Everybody's always looking out for each other. Here, Shane, I'll show you them if you want. Actually, I can't. I'm about to make a video on it today. I can't show you. Never mind. You don't get to see it. Yeah, I'll send it to you. I was just messing with you. This has been the best week of trading for me in a long time. No one asked, but I wanted to tell you. Hey, Jack, if that's something you guys say, man, say it. I'm happy to hear it, dude. Why has this been the best week of trading for you in a long time? What do you got going for you? Do you feel like you're just doing better, or you're actually seeing yourself follow some of your rules better? Jacko got his grade 9. Following rules better, which translates into generally doing better. Good, good. I was just curious. I don't know if you had like 1,000% week or something and you were just freaking out. But honestly, I'm even more happy to hear that you're following your rules better, because I honestly see that as a bigger win than catching a big dub or something. You know, oh, you made $100, cool, but Jack followed his rules all week. That's a way bigger gain. That can turn into a whole lot more than one little gain. Being much more patient, love it. And that's Jack. I mean, he's been reviewing his ass off, you know, and I hope hopefully a lot of you guys are. You guys see me do it every time I read a chart. I just kind of start left to right. I read the story of the chart to kind of keep myself updated, then I get myself to whatever the current candle is. Like I said, you guys have heard me do it like 30 times a day, actually. I've said all we've basically seen today is a lead test and do a potential base build. We're kind of stuck between 411.50, 410. Oh my god, Rambo. You've had two 100%ers and an 80%. Damn, Jack. Did they make sense, though? Why you got in, why you got out? Did you feel good while in the trade? Happy for you, though, Jack. I am. I know a lot of people are, because you kind of throw your whole routine out there in the open for all of us to see, you know? So I think you have a lot of supporters on your journey. Makes sense, though, you know? If you're going to post your journey, other people are going to love to support it. Regardless of the outcome, you know? If you're struggling, people are going to be there to pick you up. Good stuff, though, Jack. Let's see if this base build is confirmed. They have a good higher close, a good 50-50 candle, transfer power possibly. Can they give us a bigger green candle to possibly test today's open if we get the break of 411.50? Good call-outs. I was going to see who's going to say it. Coming up to the 50% retrace of previous day afternoon push. And then green comes in right after it says, coming up to the pre-market low on SPY. Again, great call-outs, guys. I wouldn't call it a 3-bar, but it does represent the same exact type of TASF, so I'll give you that. And a way that I would plan for the 3-bar is the way you could plan for that exact same candle. And Fed, it did already speak. I'm not sure if they're done, though. I think it just broke my chair. Oh, no, that was my desk. Like breaking my earphones, breaking my desk today. What's going on? Just got a small close over 15-minute 9 EMA with rising volume. Good looks, Peoples. I see you zooming out more. Look at that. Look at Creator Trades message right after Peoples. It's kind of a 3-bar on the 15. Both of you zooming out from the 5 to the 10. Now you're on the 15. That's funny. I love to see you guys in the same time frame. It's crazy too, because the more you start to look at those, like the 15, you might not think like, oh, that's so much bigger than the 5. Like, it isn't, but at the same time, it is. In the grand scheme of things, like, go take a trade with the 15-minute. You'll see it's a whole nother world compared to taking a trade in the 5. Also, don't think about every time frame as like, oh, I need to take a trade here. Like, think of every time frame as gathering information of a certain type. You know, so if you're on the daily, you're probably looking for longer term information, more mid-term information that's going to hold up a little bit longer because you're grabbing it from a larger time frame. Whereas if you're on the 5, the 10, the 15-minute, you're grabbing a lot shorter term of price action of information because you're grabbing it from a smaller time frame. So don't always think about it as like, oh, I need to take a trade here or there. Like, think about it as information even. I wouldn't see a 5-minute bullish engulfing and go grab a SPY swing. You know, that wouldn't make any sense. So make sure you're thinking about it in that way as well. Just took off out my position, PML. I want to see if we can get today to today's open. Beautiful job, peoples. Love the plan. Make sure to keep your stop in place or a mind of where you need to keep it in place just before you don't ever see the rest of that position hurt the beginning part of your position. Good call out, Julian. Puts on 2 platforms. The gains are looking good. Killing it, Sandollar. I did see some of your posts up there. Your Palantir gains. How do you pronounce it, Sandollar? Do you pronounce it Palantir or Palantir? I think it's Palantir is how a lot of older people say it, and Palantir is how a lot of younger people say it. But I think Palantir is actually how you're supposed to say it. I say Palantir because it sounds cooler. I think there's even a third way to say it. I forgot how I heard it the other day. Palantir. Base build on 5-minute, 3-bar, and 15-minute. Keep it up, keep it up. I love these call-outs. You guys are doing all the hard work today. I love this. And even if you aren't taking trades based on this information, Creator, Julian, any of you guys constantly coming back at it, think about it as a good educational thing that you're doing right now. Constantly talking about one thing beforehand, updating it during, and then afterwards reviewing it. Now you're getting the full process of before, during, and after on the price action. See you later, Daffy. Great job today, man. It's named after the Lord of the Rings. Palantir. Palantir, yeah. Polter. Protect those gains. Yes, sir, Daffy. I haven't traded since the first league test, just been watching to go to class. Oh, dude. Round of applause for your creator trades. If I had a trader of the day kind of thing, you would be it today. If we had trader of the week, I'd probably give it to Jack today. For the week. Good stuff, though. Maybe we'll do that for a YouTube thing. I don't really want to do that for Discord because I don't feel like typing it all up every time. But if we have a trader of the day, trader of the week, maybe I can come up with some visuals on that. Kind of in mode right now. I don't know what it is. I know, I can tell, dude. They're killing it. That's why I'm just reading those updates, because they're on par. I mean, they're exactly how I would read it. That's another thing, too, is, like, I teach you guys scenarios, because I don't want you to be thinking, like, about what's happening here. I don't want you to just be focused on this. I want you to be focused on all of this. Therefore, you're aware of what's possible. You know, some random person who hasn't been with us for a long time, they might not understand this, but, you know, from the gate, you should instantly be looking to see, all right, does 41150 hold or does it break? Does this area hold or does it break? You know, instantly starting here, that's your game plan, right? And then from there, what's up? It broke down. All right, well, I need to see, do we continue to flush down towards 410, or am I going to get a better retest of this potential breakdown? A lot of you guys ended up waiting for that lead test to step in, got down your trades, took it down to here. And since then, what has happened? A base build. We've had a low. We've had the higher low. They've had that first push. They built off of that, making that higher low. And this is where we're getting that buy the dip reversal coming in from. A very normal piece of price action. All of today has made sense. Trader of the hour. Y'all are going crazy. Trader of the minute. 10:05 goes to Sandollar. 10:06 goes to Ace. 10:07 goes to Zaytoven. 10:08 goes to Charlie. SPX over the 200 EMA on the 5-minute. Great call out by Charlie. Feeling confident. Might go talk to some women. Hey, go kill it, man. Good luck today. It's good to be confident, man. Just don't get ahead of yourself. Make sure you review. You understand where that confidence is stemming from. It's probably coming from the constant craziness amount of review that you've been doing. I mean, you've been working your ass off, man. So it makes sense that you have some confidence picking up. Like I said, over time, that's something that's going to pick up. That's never just going to randomly appear, you know, day one, week one. Like, over time, as you're going through this stuff more, that's when it's going to appear. Keep it up, man. I just posted my trader view. Username is... Oh, you're that. That's right. I do recognize that name. All right, let me check this out, Foul. Beautiful work, Driz. I love the trader view. Good job, Charlie. I like that Rambo's given positive reinforcement regardless of the size of the gains. Love it. Good job, Sherman. He got 10% on that buy the dip reversal. Again, that's the move from this candle to this resistance. Beautiful job. Let's see what Fow did. Oh my god, another Lee test. Another Lee test. How many are these today? 1, 2, 12 today. Oh my god. There are 12 Lee tests posted by different people today. Crater. Yo, everybody go to this post right here. Drop a fire reaction on it. Give me a fire. I need like 10 fires on this now. I want to surprise Mikey. He's a super humble guy. So that's why I'm trying to hype him up. One more. One more. I just need one more. Just give me a 10th. Jesus, y'all are crazy. I just need one more. Thank you. Alright, let's see if his math is right. Just to triple check. So he said 0.09 to 1. Yeah, that's probably close. Yeah, he's actually perfectly... He's actually a little under on his math. It's actually a little bit more. It's over 1,400%. I read that it's 100... Yeah, no, it's not 140%. He made 1,400%. 1,421%. It's actually 1,433% is what he made. But the thing I was referring to, just so you guys aren't thinking I'm like attacking anybody. Here, I'll show you. So somebody came in here, and I'm not attacking them either. Don't go in here and attack Spy Baby. But somebody said, yeah, right here. Congrats on the Google Play and your 80K. Please share your Google Play with us here next time. Thanks. Which they did actually share their trade in chat. Mikey always does. But do not ask someone to do that. If Mikey wants to, he can. This is not a place to make others uncomfortable. Don't ask someone something that you would not do yourself. You know, like if you're not comfortable sharing, if you just want to kind of like be on your own little journey and take your time, awesome. Nobody's going to complain. But don't go in chat and ask people to share their trades if they are not doing it. If they're a member in chat, don't ask them to do anything. Let them enjoy their stay like you have been. Nobody's bugging you, so don't go bug them. Oh my god, creator trades. Look what he goes in here and says right after I just said that shit. I'm kidding. I could never do it. I'm not breaking server rules. I'll have my lawyer on this. Oh, he's talking back. No, I'm not a communist. I'm not going to be like that. I actually haven't had to ban many humans in a long time. It's been all like fake accounts and shit. I haven't had to go communist on a whole lot of people. That's how it feels sometimes. You gotta like protect your borders inside your Discord. Don't make me threaten to leave. I'm just glad we can all have fun and we don't have to worry about drama in here. In front of everyone. Oh no, don't do that. See, this is the kind of fun we couldn't have if we had 1,000 people in here. I like how you didn't go back in there to creator and be like, hey, I was just kidding. You just like left it there. So Mikey's like, oh, this guy's serious. Can you explain the math behind the percentage for Mikey? Yeah. Here, let's do a calculator. All right, so here, let me type it out so you can see the math. All right, so let me scroll back up to the top. Where is it at? Here it is. All right, so he said his trade was entry was at 0.09, right? And then he said 1.38 exit, right? So what's the difference between those two, right? What's the difference between those, JLab? So let's do 138 minus 9. We should get 129, right? 129. So that's about how much profit he made in that. If you know, not counting commissions and all that, right? So we know the difference is 129. Add 2 zeros to the end of the difference. So now we have 12900. Divide by initial entry cost, which gives you 12900. Let me type this really big. Divided by, what was our initial entry? $9. Right? So 09, or in this case, you just do 9. Right? And that equals, hold up. Do this in front of you. So add my zeros. Whoops. 12900 divided, that's what that one means, divided by 9 equals 1,433% 0.33, and then it continues 33 forever. So that's where I'm getting that 1433.33%. Math was probably the only thing in school that was fun. Math and history. But there you go. That's the math behind how you get that in the brain of Bueller. There's a couple different ways of getting to that number. There's a couple different routes you could take. This is just the easiest one to remember for me. What's the difference? Add 2 zeros divided by how much I paid, and then I get blank, my percentage. Awesome. Thank you guys. I got 20 flames on Mikey's message. I appreciate that. Been trying to figure out win percentages. I can delete this, right? We're all good. See you later, Creator Trades. Have a great day, man. Tech did retake previous day demand / previous day lows. Healthcare did get past the 5-minute 9 EMA. You can see they broke, failed to get above it, which makes sense, failed to make a new low, and then they did make the new high over that, again, showing that they want to probably go at least test that old low. So they've done that now. They're back to square one. Financials got back over demand again. See if they can hold that. Looks like they're coming back down again. Discretionary is still just kind of chilling in a range perfectly to the right. Comms did move a little higher after giving everybody the little scare that they were going to dip back below. Made a new high of day. Pretty much hit 60. Now they're slowing down again. Perfect time, too, is you have your high and lower high into the 411.50 again. Not a lead test, but a really good area for a potential retest to the downside if this does fail to get back above 411.50s. Be sure to be ready for the full day Friday stream tomorrow. Hey, Josh, could you go over bull and bear flags? Essentially, David, I'll do a quick explanation because I was about to end stream, but essentially what you're going for when you're looking at a bull or a bear flag is essentially what you're looking out for when you're looking at a lead test or a retest play. You want to see an emerging move. So let's talk about a 3-bar play to the upside. You want to see an emerging move, right? And then of that emerging move, you want to see the pullback. This is where those flags step into place. This is where those different variations step into place. Your wedges, your flags, your rectangles. People always talk about bullish rectangles, bullish flags, bullish wedges. That's where all these different variations come through. It just all depends on what they're holding. And this is why you see me and Leland stick to Fibonacci, because it's a set standard for all of them. But of this emerging move, right, let's say it jumps up to here, right? Snaps up to here. The big thing with bull flags and bear flags is getting that pullback to hold a good percentage, to hold a good spot. And this is what I mean by variations. See, this is a perfect flag. In other examples, you're going to get a wedge. In other examples, you're going to get a rectangle where they perfectly trade in this range above that halfway point. So that's where you get those different variations. So you see where I'm coming from that. But for a flag, you really want to look for that downward angle. But another thing that I like to look for is volume. So pretend this is your volume down here. A lot of the time you have a pretty good spike in volume here, and then you start to get cascading volume, you know, whether it's just a little bit lower or whatever. But over time it starts to get lower and lower, lower, lower. During that lower consolidation type volume, you want to see it slowly start working itself down, not at a crazy rate, even if it is, but you want to see it hold that 50%, maybe even that golden pocket. 50% just to give yourself that more passive view. For potential flags and short-term breakouts to the upside, short-term reversals, good stuff like that. Also to the downside, you could take all of this information and flip it. But overall, you're looking for that emerging move, and of that emerging move, what percentage of that pullback can it hold? And then you take your risk from there. So essentially, regardless of whatever variation and regardless of whatever fib it goes to, you have a game plan. So let's say you're sitting here and you're going, all right, well, I'm going to take calls. If I see it snap under this, I'm out. Bam, that's your game plan. You're done. You're good to go. And now you're going off of something. You're not just randomly approaching the chart. You're actually trying to wait for a better positioned trade, if that makes sense. But that's most of what you're going for, though. And vice versa, too. Of course, you know, you could pretty much say the exact same explanation for downside. If I was to draw a fat candle for the downside, you draw your fib. Let's say it came from here, fell to here, and you start to see price slowly work itself back up. Makes that low, makes that higher low. Stuff above 411.50s, get some sort of wick above that even, and then it starts to break back down. Then then you're looking for retest plays, but they're not always going to be perfect. So sometimes you have those rectangles, those wedges, those flags. Sometimes you end up getting moves like this where it's just short-term confirmations left and right. You're not really getting a good pattern to go off of. It's just giving you a sense of, it's giving you information every few moments or so. You're not getting, you know, the greatest, like, oh, get your bull flag entry here, get your bear flag entry. It's not always going to be so perfect, if that makes sense, is what I'm trying to get out. But I do have to end the stream there, guys. Today, we basically, again, just saw a good lead test. Over 12 different lead tests posted today in the trade results channel by so many different members. It's crazy. And now we've been seeing a short-term base build where they got up to the next significant level. Now we're kind of at the next step where it's either break 411.50 or reject 411.50. Either way, we're still in range of a lot bigger time frame levels. On the bigger time frame side of things, as I'm saying that, you can see we're actually holding on to 410 from the bigger time frame. Jump out to the daily. You can see we are kind of stuck between a really big area of supply and demand. Again, we took this retest again here, got a good pop since we've been consolidating. Now we're just kind of waiting until we get out of that consolidation. So we've had 4 days of consolidation, really looking outside of really 415 and 404. But in reality, for a shorter term move, we want to see 415 break or possibly see this short-term support here break for a possible gap fill below. So we're looking out for both those scenarios. I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Thank you guys again for following my updates, listening to some of the information. I really do hope a lot of you guys are taking it serious. And honestly, it does look like that because I'm seeing so many different trade reviews, so many different posts by so many of you, and I'm loving it. So, hope you all have a great rest of your day. I'll catch you guys later on. Feel free to tune into the Discord for more updates and alerts and acknowledgement and just engaging with the group. Hope to see you guys. Yeah, have a great rest of your day. And tomorrow's full day Friday, so remember to share around with your friends, bring them over to the channel, and make these streams more exciting.